enhancing partnerships, mobilizing finance. Netherlands is co-chairing high-level panel on water. In addition to this, Netherlands is co-host of the UN 2023 Water Conference, which represents an excellent opportunity for international community to address the water challenges. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Well, this is an exciting moment being here together. And first of all, my congratulations to Egypt on this successful effort to put water at the heart of climate action. And it has been successful. This water pavilion, the Water Action Day, and the Roundtable on Water Security in the higher level segment all go to show that Egypt recognizes the importance of water for resilient climate action. The Netherlands is a core partner of this water pavilion. We were also a core partner of the first ever water pavilion in Glasgow last year at the COP26. As a Delta country, you already mentioned it, we experience the significance of water in all aspects of society on a daily basis. Biodiversity, transport, hygiene, cities, food security, tourism, and of course the overall economy. It is our experience that better valuing and managing water in an integrated way will enable our societies to better cope with the challenges of climate change. Therefore, we are pleased to be an active partner in this water pavilion here with Egypt, in Egypt. And I think for me, this water pavilion aims to achieve three goals at the same time. First of all, uniting the water sector with its many partners on all aspects of water: access to safe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene, flood prevention and water storage for droughts, usage reduction, and also water reuse, and many other issues. Secondly, better connecting the water sector to other sectors and showing those sectors how valuing and managing water will enhance food security, secure clean, sustainable energy, improve health, and so much more. Raising awareness at the political level of how water can help us adapt to climate change is the third reason why we need to bring this together and why we are here together. The fact that so many countries are represented here at political level already shows that the water pavilion is working. And it deserves our support in order to put water at the heart of climate action. In the days ahead, the water pavilion will also address other sectors, enabling us to reflect on how water can help reduce the impact of climate change. And this brings me to my final point. Tajikistan and the Netherlands are co-hosting, as the President already mentioned, the second UN Water Conference in history in March next year. As co-hosts, we are working hard with our partners, UN Water and UNDISA, to make this conference the much-needed start of Water Action Agenda. For that agenda to be successful and lead to a successful implementation program, we need commitments for all of you to act, from coalitions of countries, organizations, companies, and the like. So it has to be practical. And therefore, I ask all of you also to come up with your commitments. And the Water Pavilion can be a great place for preparing these commitments together to see how we can help each other. On the 18th of November, the results will be presented to Tajikistan and the Netherlands to take to New York next year. So let us have fruitful discussions here as we reflect on resilient solutions for water and therefore climate adaptation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Mark Rutte. Now moving to the highlight. So His Excellency Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, Prime Minister of Egypt. With the extreme challenges Egypt faces, water scarcity represents a real threat, with potential impacts on the livelihood of millions of farmers, food security, and hence social stability. The water situation in Egypt is very critical. One third of the Nile Delta may be affected, corresponding to 1 meter rise. This makes the protection of coastal areas a necessary measure to preserve the safety of citizens and existing investments, whether industrial, agriculture, or touristic. Egypt nowadays is witnessing a paradigm shift in its water resources management, and this cannot be achieved without a strong leadership in investing in the advancement of water agenda in Egypt and attaching great attention to water sector as main pillar in the national security and this drive of sustainable development in Egypt. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Emomali Rahman, President of the Republic of Tajikistan. Your Excellency, Mr. Mark Rutte, Prime Minister of Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really a great pleasure for me to address you today at the opening of the Water Pavilion. Since the beginning of the creation, water has been the main pillar for civilization development. I think Egypt is a very clear manifestation for this. As Herodot said, Egypt is the gift of the Nile. However, the increasing pressure on the available water resources leads to human race that reached a critical stage so that many countries face huge challenges in providing basic water needs. Climate change has aggravated the current challenges, particularly in countries suffering from water scarcity that may result in serious negative impacts on peace and security at the regional and international levels. The state of climate in Africa 2021 shows the water stress estimated to affect about 250 million people in Africa and is expected to displace up to 700 million people by 2030. 4 out of 5 African countries are unlikely to have sustainably managed water resources by 2030. The worsening crisis and looming famine in the drought-stricken Horn of Africa shows how climate change can exacerbate water shocks, threatening the lives of hundreds of thousands of people and destabilizing communities, countries, and even entire regions. It was Egypt's destiny to be at the heart of these three intertwined challenges: water, food security, and climate change. Egypt is one of the most arid countries in the world, and it relies exclusively on the Nile River for its renewable water resources. About 80% of these resources go to the agriculture sector, the source of livelihood for more than 60 million Egyptians, which mean that more than half of the population of this country. And most of those people can be categorized as poor families. Furthermore, Nile River Delta is one of the most threatened areas globally and the most sensitive to climate change, which makes the protection of coastal areas a necessary measure to preserve the safety of citizens and existing investments, whether industrial, agricultural, or tourist. Also, in a manner that allows future cross-sectoral development. As part of the Egyptian government's effort to confront climate change and its consequences, Egypt will launch Action for Water Adaptation and Resilience initiative, AWARE, where we invite all of you to support by investing in it and put it in on motion on Africa context as a starting point. It gives me a pleasure while sharing the stage with the co-host countries, Tajikistan and Netherlands, of the UN Conference on the Midterm Comprehensive Review of the Implementation of the International Decade for Action, which is scheduled to be held in March 2023, that Egypt, through the Cairo Water Week in its editions 2021 and 2022 was on the roadmap of UN 2023 conference and submitted the Cairo call for action with emphasis on the water scarce countries. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Mr. Madbouli, thank you very much for this very important speech. We would like to continue more, but I can't. They have to move to other sessions and other events. So I just would like to conclude in a couple of words. So as you can see, the significance of this pavilion is demonstrated in many aspects. Among them, the exclusiveness of the session that attracted the very high-level speakers. Second, the water pavilion has an essential role to play in climate action across the three themes of the Paris Agreement: global stocktake, mitigation, adaptation, and means of implementation. We also outline the collaboration and partnerships needed. Egypt, as a host of the COP27 and chairing the steering committee of the pavilion, we would like to assure you that we will bring the main messages of different thematic days to the UN 2023 Water Conference. Last, we build on the momentum and achievements towards many future editions of water pavilions in the next COPs. Thank you all. Thank you, Your Excellence, and wish you enjoy our pavilion over the coming 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great. Thank you so much. Yes, it's very well.